anase asoye beye enso no wayi efiri ho no mo anamontu omampanyi achi ama Ghana fo akasa abonaba so se omanu sika no bebo ho ba papa ebre ne Ghana fo di nkomo wo montene so no omusi omampanyi akufu ado wayade
mebo omampanyi na na rudankwa akufu ado abaso se watchmi atie Ghana fo esu se ministers no wodoso nukre wodoso ese bebi a ya bedu yi se na watiso aba fom no mesre enye ti a watiso no ontumi ensure se ejuma na odi ehye omunsam se omuye no omuntumi embo ejuma na emboa Ghana mayina ani na akufado nina
tiani mu bi no first time no ye ne ministers na doso na yesi wiase no sabi okwasia ana ensesa na adwen free nyoma bi ho wahwe wabu o man no for 4 years wo hu se nipa dodo na amwa wo se etiso o se party for na de bia o mode o hyew ekoto mampani so se family pa wo mo ti ase se the moment be yi o mampani no ade ehu hia ne se obebe do man nye obebe de political party o man no so build to se nipa 10 ye betumi use e dia build o man ya fed you because on to me appoint Ghana ni bia ti kakra no ba appoint no appoint ti be ti a what so de menene ya adwene in fact me nya akwa ko be so up to 20 na bebre na gotere fi enyo man mu na aba besem nkwan
na one thing na akufo ado aya ma meni age ho ne se sa oti regional secretary wa ye no mesra ne se o make sure say mo bia ne abrante ne empre because sabi se oyare kra nye ni ti ne yare ne nine ne yare ne okoye ne nso ye nchoro eni nyansemu ejuma enye enan ejuma
ohwe akatua ye di tua ministers na omo kwa na omo ba na omo timo ka lankuru se wi ni nyina so ye coupon ye patro ni ye tua ka o na kwankura na omo de ka omo pia wa to nchen because minister ba ye nyina na ye tua tax no obi ntua bi nsi no obi ba nti se o mampanyina ate so aba 85 no mini se ya de pa na be boa ye be ma ye man no atumpon
mimi nya ye kura oyi bi ka obi because me nim de omo ye for instance me share say obi to say senior minister e dey na adwuma potia oye and then when you look at even the gender balance no kura no e clear say omo ye yimu when you go to Ashanti region ministers are appointed. You can be able to see some appointed by nine. When you go to Upper West, no. When you go to Upper East, no. When you go to Oti, no. Bunu East, no. And you know, East, and you know, Ausha, they are all ya no. They say, or the ne pebi ne aya your oya keke. And to say, bit of fact, why you so crano? Why you so crano? I was on the gender balance. No, obia the home fast one, no. Now, obia who say, constituency level, no. Yanya obia obejina ya nemo ayajuma pama or mine, no. And no crowd, I understand you. You let us say, well, you so, as I be dear young boy, I will quite be so for us to be.
Enti Ghana for said ya mumu bi adwenye mu no mpanyimfo ne so ayemu se omo so madwen omo se we de me hya se wo politician ne so if say ono waya ama wo ye manwini waya deputy minister da enti na ebra president e fan first 2026 kasa any party for kasa omo doso enti ene ohu ne sen ona bo jimensa
e wa me dase e no na kan asase kan won tie ye can say nana kufado
I don't die.
President Kufo President Mama mpo na woni ya de ya oh President Kufo do so na de ye na ye ka mutie 126 Africa bi nsi hada na fe so pentem nim ne ade ye pentem ti ti say ye say Ghana say kra say Ghana say corruption I say ye ka kan wonti den pa na abemu a o se wote na ya hwa amamu na mopo the first time asema ye kana yi amapo ndan yi mefa ekobio court na wo bia so ana na akofado omo opportunity ne yam ye na busuanfo no nkofo ne ade other people have for money ni ade omo perform say ade nko perform ya nka justification that so hostel ka 120 people ko di beka but ye hu say si o ba na chi dia na ya papa adma MPP aban na nkasa cause records ho bi baby no ko President Rollins be ko yi President Kufo ba ko yi you who be any jody. Inti ministry in Pony, they never can be because they are Mariaman. Somebody else said they are Mansom. And this year kind. Look at the financial, just a car, our man. So, Naja, now you got to a banner. I'm saying, banner, no 2 years, and who say, I'm part. Because look, go to Parliament. Who feel no one will be about. Inti a clear as Ghanaians rejected Nabayan because of incompetence. Now, no, there they be brave. Inti be to me to me why they also why are they saying? Who buy microphone?
Why they say what is so? So what's your microphone?
O tun go na just anyam wo hwegu na ndwen. Wo hwe no be brego an to ne se de no ye. Ye hwe performance na den ya very best my papa. Inti se na ko for na kasa. So o jatum se de o ye anamo no tu asase na onya no so ye dia. Papa, this is sort of parliament. Okay. The challenge is say, listen to we recycle to go for ya. This is no question COVID. Come near basa na o to akra ya to petrol ba won te when ya to petrol. Just say ahu chan to basa. Sika bill man him say the car
minister say ya appoint him na dia ahu chan ne bai.
What's that thing? 127 come leadership, you talk about leadership. What you mem ha? What's the Ghana you were fan saying you was come there, discuss come there. And I will buy 126. Now no special assistant that be brave. Now so like Bruce anyway. Ghanaians voted. And it's a classic I'm so so na cause who say also twisan papa but also who say o me hu dey antipoche pa and na or twin sign. That's the point.
O me chem say why I shifted from 126 to 85.
Exactly. Why?
Oh, I see.
Because I think that Saturday me ahu be COVID that be. Prof. Saturday me ahu economy go for me. This is the time an argument that you juma. Now the economy is going down. We are not performing. Moody's say, debt to GDP is about 80%. I don't know if because I been see that.
Say, yeah, so fetch for the buy say there's a good outlook for the economy.
Mommy, I could be some quite no, they don't know. See, Ghana, you call it. It's a fact. And then no, but
it's a fact. Says one idea call hippie.
Was that now? I have not call hippie. We are hippie. You end, you're indebted that day.
Debut, you just said a woman now, you're indebted, and I, okay, it's a fact you're call hippie, and I just say, officially, no.
So apply. Because you look at me hippie. Contest you're the hippie, you're them. What's that? The issue is that hippie, no man hippie. When I person oko jiskan na di nyam wo, okaza my hippie go the mob me. Otherwise, in Yama one now I hippie no man. You want to and everybody knows that and the Ghanaian voted. Abania 2 and mommy, Abania 2 2020 no. And no next say a performance that is saying. Now the parliament is missing. And to say the issue is putting the same recycled ministers. And the leader, minority leader, no can for NDC group. No, can say, sir, in Kofoda de na neba, Kofoda de no, I think that is so. You change she in Kofoda the finance minister, ma loan no, they be a born the same people no number. I'm going to go upon the committee. And
Nanka Ocho says on
system. What I'm saying is on system. So what kono kusuntia? Better sequine. Bring new faces. Okay. This time we expect Mama Yoki, Mama Kasen. This time we are expecting say what fact 126 being seeda. They are boka beer didi Ghana funye na in the hippie cap I found saying COVID abamanko who will see in lockdown. When you lockdown state, you know the cost. We need people and we need men to manage this a day. He is calling for consensus. Okay. I'm calling for consensus. Yes, because as I say, legislature, so we need to work together. So going forward, the NDC and MPP will have to work together. Now, yet in there. In what we are saying is, Ghana, you are which and now, Sata Mimpa, in Kahucha Bay, in the ministers, one for Mimpa Kahua, Nakadada non travel. That's what who say, I saw to Sudia, no Conechidia. Or Mumma Hantana and Uncle form. No fun for full friend emblem. On San Fabian count because people are saying 85 no crowd does. I'm saying, say, Uncle Fona and Marisacro. On fun for from emblem. We got the same faces. Now, I bought Moody and we no bet me as a son public. No, 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 form. Okay. And you know, the can say me when you saw. Send the second time me go or court here. You call your request your career and the mamma ring. Not to say I no Conidia. For be enemy. Mammy, for be him. Now we don't expect to say, in Puntu be a back. That Ghanaians, 2020 Banam 2 years. Ah, Satami, a pie our parliament. And now, Ebasa, we need to build the consensus. In the NDC MPP, you say, baby, I go so tiafano. And can I give you a say, finance minister, the key, you know, on Franco from Bra, none for newness, and from system.
Okay.
Manasa. In Tino, be Samia. Nana, I 2016 near the 20, I'm up. You can move India. Sanko for now on the Badia, Nana, and Mopo. As I go better.
Thank you. Council Kingsley. Your team ministers and so your team ministries and so above from which one are you for? Yensen Hines to be one baby now you need deputy regional ministers and so.
Me da say say member no
okay.
Was me kona me koya inti me kan so me say minister CFA we no dey hear results.
Okay.
Inti meet me need me per results. Say for 20 o, for 126 o. E wo say me nya me results. Inti say 20 na m wa me, and answer 126 no so m wa me a. Then na be tima me na kakra. Inti dey be ya nya results no.
Results be na wo come one sem.
Say
performance.
Performance. Ye fa education policy no net say ya achieve ya na ya achieve.
Okay.
Ye fa na nipa san ni hia I be achieve. See emfa minister and emfa deputy enkam ana say for instance baby I me here adwuma here Attorney General Department. Attorney General Department very broad. Extremely broad. Em say the year you ni here obi oba court. Nti pen bi you know the oba court be kasa no aya na only who so oya adwuma. Your boardroom, your international engagements are and people another substantive Minister of Justice and Attorney General Neko. But you and when I say about the government has agreed on this, had this consensus on international way. Ni nyina no.
Obi aye ho adwuma.
Ni nyina Attorney General adwuma bebre nti hono de ye fa I was say my deputy. Me team crack was say man that ye my deputies too.
Oh sir.
Because adwuma no so papa. Into one here, and I what the administrative side of it, and your court kono krasam. So until here be a obet regional court, no year juma. Now say here be a obet me international meetings, no call other drafty new laws, table in parliament, near all those are the civil side and litigious side. And say I san call international bodies, no say okay say a call. The limitation of the CEI, I call it loss.
Yeah, Yeni Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeni Cote d'Ivoire. Say the outgoing Attorney General about the incoming so about the sample professors near the lawyers are good them. They say fuchi katamunya no mo obi.
Yeah.
Those are the work that the Attorney General and yes, he be in court nko. Nti bi wo ho a e wo se yenya deputy nti say hon answer e ho beto chima. E wo so chima e ba be ya manyosem. Anyamanyosem so adam empese ma be Tina come brave. So I can't.
Who's your account?
No camera.
So it is
camera yourself.
It is.
I'm
So it is. What are the results? Dear na ye hwe. Dear na be achieve. And no hear me. And I'm here say I say of house of 20 crab because hey. Of 200 because hey. Maybe results. I mind you.
But the results, so can be changed in 2016. Did we see the results? Someone know me 126, you know.
In that case, nothing. Who be you know? Back. You hear ministry way.
Okay.
You hear ministry way. Nothing. You interrogate issues now. But see, I can't trust and the any man yourself. I will not be invited to.
Lawyer for no dey say I no more job ho. Now unfortunately, Council Kingsley Amakwa doing so. Ebeja yen ho na yen next 20-30 minutes okay. Mene political science lecturer Professor Ransford Jampo and Honorable Isiama Atwaso what this political Mensa me dey sia ba Honorable Isaac Mensa na ye dey aboni po ho. Council ye da se papa ya te wase efi se wufo do so a wo ye ni nyina anti ye da se. Now Council koidie ma memra professor de wanya adaje wa article 2020 last week you know now he had so many expectations ye ne hyase e na bibia call ye so eba beto odwen so wa chop jama 14 points ensusuye enti first of all no is he impressed nani age ho sesi mampani ehwan so in fact last week can say bi mo ho ayen align na yen reduction so we have seen the reduction and we have seen the little realignment so realignment you know aye adwuma ananse anye adwuma prof finally we are here last week you come we yase and na dey ye hu list no Fili Gadochi how do you see the list
yo me da say em say senior medin kan a candidate no the outcome of the 2020 elections no is a victory say Supreme Court election petition say amfa nsesan bia amba there then it is a victory with a taste of defeat for the NDC, for the MPP.
Okay.
It's a victory with a taste of defeat for the MPP. And for the NDC, it may be a defeat with a taste of victory. A defeat with a taste of... To make us a victory with a taste of defeat, and not just say, yatu aba, wedding kunimu dear. Nanso so no, a kwine bebre, so no, wedding kugu. Into no sa no, na ebema enijie any celebration na entumi enkon kan because as a wedding kunim so no de bia no na wonhye da anya sure na say we ntumi enji bebre na aban a yeto aba na onya sa verdict as in victory with a taste of defeat no eto de bia na esese oye niema bi a oboni beka se eye noticeable response to the resounding voice of the people. Nkofo no nipa akire o madwen e wo kwan bi so.
Okay.
Na adwen o mo kire no esese won so wo ye niema bi a e di feedback e beba man nkofo no se ni o mo kan no wate wo de be ye adwuma anaso o mfa nye adwuma. Nti no on several grounds no niema bebre wo ho a e se aban eye na o de respond to nkofo asem a na o mo ka bra na omubumai no that is 2016 to 2020 in terms of ministerial appointment and size of government no media me hu say ye beto before ye beto ababra president na Akufo-Addo appointed 126 ministers no nkofo bebre kan wasem
okay
nkofo bebre kan wasem den na me ade bako a unse sa ministerial appointment and size of government as for media chiria fiti 2002 from two in fact actually 2000 and from from 2001 up to now.
Okay.
Now Osha onipa bako a odi nkan ebde ade we bring or the bar public was President J. Kufuor. Bra na ye beto 2000 elections. All corner campaign into abono ade bako kan was that okachire Ghana for say monhwe America nipa dodo a ewa America na monhwe senia omusika sem akwaenim enso America for omaban om size of government no endru 40 nti na obisa Jerry Rawlings say adan na wo America kakrakei a omaban omusika sem so akwaenim na omnipa nso won so doso na wodi omohwe wodi omo compare Ghana to say 1.5 states ewo America nanso yaban ye kese ye ministers bebre na afei ye sa niema no sa time na Rawlings ewo 82 ministers.
Oh, okay.
And na President Kufuor say edoso dodo ye to abama President Kufuor wiye no onya tumi no na ono appointed 88 ministers. Na eno na mo nsentwerefo mo call no okobisa nse o mampeni Kufuor bra na wo opposition wo si 82 na eso dodo na criticize Rawlings na wo ye di tumi ma wo no wo appoint 88 ministers and na won say and na Kufuor won say Kufuor de na ho brase na sefo nti o ka kire entwem nsentwerefo ni say oh bra na owo opposition no na ohun niema different okwa aban mu no ohun niema nso different nti we de osere omfa nche na on say onsemu ya de an ebum nti oyes a na nsentwerefo no omanto embisa no ho asem biem President Kufuor efi so no na omampeni Atamils ebai Atamils ete so fiti before 88 no eba 75.
Okay.
Na otiba 75 ni emu binum ne e force 75 so na do so dodo.
Still.
O pese wote so ate so. Eja say omo ye ne.
Obeye no.
Nti no no ye ne 75 na oye almost one term na onya ne baby koy. Onya ne baby koy na President Mahama bai. Obaye no wo hwe o kan ne nkofo ye reshuffles ne ayi na se for de be mu na se for ne appointment wo de omo 3 ana se omo 5 wise men enyansafo baasa no wo de omo ka ho a na President Mahama ya akọ 90 na bra na ya akọ 90 no size of government no, it was a serious campaign issue a ye nyina ya kasa tia say how say President Mills ete so ba 75 now de o ya akọ 90 ye bonechi aka ho asem na no so ye campaign message ema MPP for penning for binum say the size of government of almost 90 no edoso dodo enti bra ye to aba na nyame adom na akufo ado ebe ye president no na meni da so ne say anka onko ne bibia President Mahama na owo no nanso omma so fiti 90 ho no na de call 126
88
and ye kan wan se muka etita me ka me dem wise men na kanyansafo baasa no de omo ka ho mensa bagben akologo tianum na se na ese omo 3 wise men me de omo ina ka ho na che se na 90 intino ye na President Akufo-Addo bas na ye need aso ne se anko no de obete so but o de call 126 and ya ka want so ubi say almost the end justifies the means. They will deliver results na say for about one soon you see there are so many variables that accounts for this the electoral results of the MPP. Now so it speaks volume to the fact that you see your preliminary research bi ya no say omampeni na nkasa na nkofo epenasem na the ministers na aswafo ne omamoa no enti
omamoa no is different say bia na omanfo ne mpe omasem
omodwuma omodi ye no bebre no efo say so say ye de dodo na ono de
omo na yes preliminary research
no me nkasa me bibisa
na me say what becomes of it
and no na me say be 2 weeks to election. That was how come I could predict to say Nia obedi nkunim no, it will be a victory with a taste of defeat.
Well, besides our research now, why na enya access to it? Because say any one cat say old faces here, because what can say mampenina na man for penasem. Na the ministers ne diamo. Old faces now on one side abemu no. Then say what you original.
No some bebre e so say faces in the faces, but in some other catch with your renewed focus no so and also wo. But enti no 126 no afi em say abatwe ensunsuanso aka nani enti no ama aka say o enkofo bebre ka say ye nte so afi so no mokra na e feel say nka modo so nka mo be deliver results be in a manner be man ka yenya another unprecedented election results no amasa enti ente so afi ye say e bete so a ya te so aba 85 omundu 85 there but mate say omuka say at the end of the day no at the end of the day the deputy ministers na say fo nyina ebeka ho a embro 85 enti na nkofo bi e ka say bia waya de na say for but oshes ansama amaka nyina from Rollins 82 to Kufuor 88 to Atamel 75 to Mahama Bear 90 to President Akufo-Addo 126 see a catch the teswa na we ensesi en nam 80s no mo bibia ensesi en nam 70s no mo bibia madwimo no you see there should be a drastic and emphatic response to Niagana forecast say wa ban size no so no na wo ye drastic
ideal in kayenya
wo ye drastic and emphatic response na wo wa ba no e 40 metric wa ya ye 40 as I say, you're 40.
Excluding now, regional ministers and I including regional ministers.
Me be church him. We 40. Me be church ni na mo. Oben onem be yadwe. Onem ma menchire. Waba and you're 40. So if you 126 ever 40, it's an emphatic response to the people who say, masaka madwe. Na other intina make 40. Number 1, ministers are you omu bu o mine. Ministers are your ministers, the old ministers who. ministers are yedi omo echichire oman ede omo chichire governance yedi omo govern papa no you from cabinet ministers.
Okay.
Omo constitution, the framers of the 1992 constitution, omo si cabinet ministers omo nya 19. You for minister bia na
cabinet
minister bia na president Akufo-Addo ni omo share cabinet minister cabinet every week bia no omo share ebdwendwen sane omo bu oman no. The framers of the 1992 constitution say omunya 19 omo ne yebetumi ne omo bu oman enti ye kasa ministers cabinet ministers nya 19 na me kasa 40 a say me de acho mo kra enti no say wo ye 19 na say bia wo pese wo de kakra eka ho a na che say esese wo ye niema bebre bia ebetumi justify kakra na do beka ho eno na maka say hwo Japan for running running the third largest economy in the world with 17 ministers. What of course Japan. Oko US and UK are ministers do 40. And as 40. Oko Senegal omukita be 25 ministers. Oko South Africa ministers do 40. Enti baby for sika population edoso sen no omokra they run a lean government. Into some kasi yemfa 40 enye adwuma afetie ni nti a 14 betumi aye adwuma. President Akufo-Addo is reputed to have established the most stable government in Ghana's fourth republic. Meka most stable what I mean by that ono na by first regime no first government no ono de wanye reshuffle kra wo hwe Kufuor time wo hwe Mahama no time ye be ye reshuffle na manfo atonwrem ekobọ mpaye me radio reshuffle ma menka ho bi ma me enyim mfim ese ebinum kra to me kokoda president enim koda nana mampeni wona na okwa na one ne ye ne mba ko wona na mu ni o enti wo hwe wo reshuffle no ye mfimu a se media na se nkwa bia akombede mo free na asefo so wo de wo politician ne make wunim
why deputy minister
enti no Akufo-Addo wanye reshuffle bia during the first adi na
he was in a hurry
na mejidi say reshuffle ehu hia eto de bia wo de obi hye bia na ho odin ne talent ne expertise no bia na ntumi match responsibility no nti wo de ni fio ekọ bebi foforo a eno na eden etumi bua bia ekọ bebi foforo ebetumi ehu se hade a we nia oye no ebetumi aboa anase ebenya nso emfa so bebre enti no nia me kan say say or the list no akoma parliament why na adwende da but say no na niswade hunu as president no okwa ombebio no me hu say is to leave a certain legacy for Ghana.
Okay.
And also to do things in a manner that will not affect his own party's electoral fortunes in the future election. Say sadia parliament for minimum some vertium feature vertium we na say approve omo a omo bana so mo sha so mo ye adwuma na se ohun se bibi nkoyi a on status of reshuffle. Now in reshuffling no there are some of the ministries that I'm going to talk about. Me feel say say or realign omo ebi nso so ho a say otwitwem kra.
Na say oye bi ana say onye
satisfied. Debi me satisfied. Number one, let's go step by step. Number one, Ministry of Information. As I see, that's crap. Within the context of downsizing government, you know, Ministry of Information, see if you.
But this ministry has been there since.
It's the fact that it's been there since does not mean we cannot think. And you know, yen fiho. I didn't make us yen fiho. Who share President MDC for time on the Ministry of Information at the point of at one point, you know, of realignment. You know, the Ministry of Information, Ministry of Communication. Who share MPP for one of their greatest deficiency is their incompetence in articulating what they stand for and in talking about what they have achieved. Omuntu minye. NPP for just say Baumia and the Kasa or articulate issues. Ona no ya ana echire omode kojo upon Nkrumah ebai.
Kojo upon Nkrumah has been a minister of information. Ebra Mustafa Fiwo.
Not a deputy.
No a deputy. To abai na say ministry need to mean kasa we should be asking him.
Yeah, Baumia no to make kasa say he's articulating the issues the issues in a manner that favors the MPP. And na actually Kojo upon Nkrumah be a substantive minister for information. Ono so bae no to my mind and in my account assessment, apart from a few, as I'm saying, to the be no kasa na or you can see creeping partisanship being a little bit of arrogance kakra be minya meka kire no privately, but generally no, I think he has excelled as a communicator and as an information person. Who say or kasa otumi kasama party ni pa na otumi kasama party ni pa na ono na the deputies po yenti the deputies say the deputies mpo kasa ema abanya na se ye kasa yen downsize government there, then in my view yentwa communications information ministry no na yenye kojo upon Nkrumah presidential spokesperson, so that he can be there to be communicating for
then
the
it will
government.
be a matter of just change of name.
No, there be say who can ministry ministry ya one pen well enti no omo yentwa sa ministry no na yemfa presidential spokesperson no Emma Kojo Nkrumah, so that he can go about articulating the issues for the president and then explaining matters as the and also talking about the achievements of the regime. Number 2, also yen scrap the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. Me hunyina so bia e wo so. E de hire say so we establish in political science, if you try in political science, you know, your concept principles be a friend of separation of powers, checks and balances espoused by Baron de Montesquieu. So what was set up a Ministry for Parliamentary Affairs? What we are doing is that you are trying to make the legislative arm of government subservient to the executive. As a what per se would the Mrashe Bedjano, what per se would you more share
executive no.
Now, so in terms of separation of powers and talking about the arms of government, you know, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary are supposed to be independent of each other.
Okay.
And to now set up a Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. Just person what the Parliament. Abanyase. Entry na make I say 2005. One of the strategies for development that we subscribed to was the NEPAD, New Partnership for African Development. Now, under New Partnership for African Development, adeba no mo kan say impuntu ebeba Africa na SSC ye share governance, good governance. Yes, ye promote good governance. Into NEPAD na set up another body be a friend African Peer Review Mechanism.
Yeah.
Now, the African Peer Review Mechanism, near no mo ye say Omoto all African countries not omakoshe how you are governing yourself. Why in here no mabo abaso. So why in here no more the recommendation I then aba. Na Ghana yen debia and yes debia see they can we always first to do something but last to achieve success. A buy no first yen ye can see idea home be first. Mon share yen governance system no for review. Any idea on koi. Ye koi no APRM no. In terms of governance, so they make 2 key recommendations. Number 1, omo recommend this yen share see a bit too for ye any kete ase. And number 2, omo ka kire yen pain say Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs na ya no. E kun hia de kire say one hwepe na the parliament e ko share executive ase. And omo de tu dwa. Omampeni kufo wamfanye adwuma. Ono to na memos wanfi omo. Wamfanye adwuma. Nti bra omampeni atamels ba no say no. Asema APRM for kind no ye de beye dwuma no scrap Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. Into for 8 years no we never had Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. That is from 2009 to time 2016 abayi. Not we didn't have the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. President Akufo-Addo buy no and na nia ye say yempe no ye see yen scrap on osan akofa buy Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs akofa buy Akofaba, you Oma Yejuma first term. Say we are in an era of downsizing government and rolling the frontiers of the state back. And this is idea. And the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, yen sign and scrap in few of the say send your parliament ayeno. A parliament essentially is a hung parliament. It's 137 plus 1 and then 137 to the other party. It's a hung parliament. Into a hung parliament, it will assert itself. It will be an exercise in futility for any attempt to be made
to make the legislative arm of government subservient to the executive. Near make sure say
be tactical. Not to say bia omo ma be sha unya minister bia obetumi lobby ni way because the time to ohia say they will be able to lobby the other side.
Let me tell you about
in terms of their policies and other things.
Let me tell you about best practices elsewhere. You see, we hear bibia so person with the legislature Mbrashe Bidwa Ebeshe executive asea say bibia we parliament, the kind of parliament we enye juma. Na mum oko other developed democracies and even other developing democracies. Political parties or parliament are strong no. Ni omo ye ne say esan so omo pese executive any legislature edinsa woso no. What they do is that they don't create a whole ministry. They appoint what we call a liaison officer. One officer per and na ya appoint no. Nejuma ne say he would ensure quality interface between the executive and the legislature.
Prof Mekakra na honorable James Sansome. Honorable so why dream unya ya ka ministries no.
Mekaka ka ministries na me feel say mi wi na nka meja.
Prof Wacho enti hu Mekakra. Na honorable Nsome he's been quiet for some time. Na honorable so nya ka ministries na dia hin ye be keken si ye.
No prof ken ye ya. Unse na system nim 88 ni ada president for bias exactly the same thing that you know for say papa wa be delay ni mu na Ghana hwensu no for bia mai
na mo na mutufu na mo de yesa ya mo betunifo
and ko say 88 ni tu for
nyansa for basa na kan
okay one one so dia so ka so enti no honestly speaking otumi so convince Ghana for say what open term so 126 corruption.
So 85 we no there hin wunya ya ono wan suggest we can
85 no odibeka ho
yenyi parliamentary enfi ho
prof 85 odibeka ho the other reason na
we na
listen na Akufo-Addo anya say parliament only them ho he has no people 137 no also in the majority of ministers from parliament that is the issue. Sonko wodom na ko bafa people go dibeka ko manabro that mean it's a fact now prof say everything or dibeka ko fan wan until he's compelled to downsize and the downsizing should be real and realistic ministers in resac office na drop
are you saying say enye ne pe say ofio no ani pe no si o me te so na emom o manfo no mom na ahye no nti oni choice nti so
he has no choice also offered on do rankata he crest of the matter. Jim Bisa said, "There, pa na can one from 126. I quit Bisa no. Aga
85 no.
85. Odi ko baka ho. So ya onya kwanya.
Nto aso.
De to aso.
Me nto aso.
We be no so mabam de.
Afa
nto time no so ya so.
Oh, time no so. Oh, show.
Nti 3 to 12.
Why na say mo ba ha about critical issues it's time it's not time
regular host ba na it's not time ba.
Ya team ministry Australia ehwe fisheries and aquaculture.
Yep.
Fisheries and aquaculture. Adenti na monfa scrap sa ministry na monfa sa fisheries and aquaculture. Monfa nko agriculture. It say fisheries and aquaculture ni na ya forms of agric. Into we an overarching Ministry of Agriculture. Now the livestock aquaculture, now the fisheries aquaculture no so now they are say we are trying to downsize.
Onya desk and onya deputy minister.
Why a desk? You set up desk to run those. Your ministry in charge of railway development. Railways development, you know, air transport, aviation, air transport. And then I won't set up a Ministry of Transport. Now for aviation, shall say.
Your Ministry of Transport, your road and transport.
Now make can say we are road and transporter. Now what they transport and to bring all the various aspects of transportation, no, what the ports and harbor, what the abesha say, what the railways, what the abesha say, now what the aviation, so what the asha say. Ufi wa sanitation and water resources. You don't need a whole ministry to take charge of sanitation. Kaneno, menkafante, nkano. In a district assembly. Saman tankers of na why sanitation and ya when fichi ya oba besamo bra mo achim bra musa menana antefo na wewu na maame bran afra be prepare enyim ho no na oprapra na oja wansa nwura no na oja egu odema na anche ye ho no obobo abum ne tankers aba wo be kire na abo na ifie na etim abo na mpo krokro mpo nye den onda no nti man nana na ozi nechi o de ka hwema abo ndemi police yin no tankers yin o repia do obeba na man nana nso ozi nechi o de ka hwema abo ndemi na ofrefre mo fa we na wo mbra ye na ya ba nya so ye echi ba hwem abo no nti tankers yin opia kakra na yeso ye pia na back opia kakra na yeso ye pia na back eti o hwe no hu de na ho ziri ntum nze ya ho de no na okre na pe na abafra no ede wo punishing kakra na wakasa anwura ne fio ofi da mo time record ya anye nwura bi ehwa district assemblies in fact it is their role now it is not the man was in my home wedwuma wo ye titu oka wo wedwuma wo ye nde wo hwe the sanitation obeden obokodo wonye nti wonye you don't need a new ministry no empower them to do what they are mandated to do or your district assemblies within one man won sikan one where ma wo ye na adwuma na say or your responsibility na nya your attention should be drawn to it and government should make it clear that sisian e ka bra mbribi na saman boatim obey minister for local government. He brought this or then called the master the saman tankers for no we are talking within the context or within a regime that we are saying that we should downsize, government. You are
saying, but he hasn't said so.
There be, Mama saying there, Onka the man to what so if you 126 about 85. Okay. Or try to be downsize. Now make sure there's over downsize is that. Yeah, any April. One mass sanitation, this assembly is 1 year na on for water resources, on fan natural Ministry of Natural Resources. Last two, so ministry be also in charge of chieftaincy and religious affairs. I am for
chieftaincy ministry.
Or that. See, well, or what the damn part me kubu amaka.
What's more time now? Honorable
employment in poor down in one scrap. Into
now why I just labor and rest.
Remember labor and rest. There's National Labor Commission. Offend yeah, we are thinking about downsizing government.
So chieftaincy and religious ministry.
Chieftaincy and religious affairs. Ahimfo wonja homa wankasa wonka wasem. Ahimfo ye to of ye ma wa respect to constitutional injunction. They want your partisan politics. And I will stay neutral. And ahimfo ye to of ye there. They should not be involved in multiple sale of land. In the ohina koton asasa mobi. Otoma wa na wa fanechi wa sa akoton amobi fofo owi ase awo siwude na ewiaber mamo security oton me so ase siwude ahomache mamo security oton ma fofo so ase siwude anapa mamo security bo na echena afraba sergeant kitikiti bi we koso ohinu jonku amama wo imagine and respect a was ma honi na ampo ai den oya akofom se yetu onfo ma was safi the mazi hu a National House of Chiefs one kasa one kan wasem religious bodies let us encourage them to also be able to live up to expectation and to decide on their own matters. It is not up to any government to be overly nosy to also want to venture into chieftaincy and religious. Into that ministry should also be scrapped. Last one, employment ministry. Employment. Oh, hache papa. PNDC Secretary for Employment was David Sapon Boatin, DS Boatin. Or Sha Sokra na Achel. It's always been there. And answer me no break so be some there. Employment ministry no obe we school obotum wa the application accord or hwedwuma wo ma adwuma ho they deal essentially with labor policies and labor related issues. We have a government agency called the National Labor Commission. We don't need a minister, a whole ministry to be doing this, particularly when they are not offering employment to anybody. One man National Labor Commission 1 year Juma last one. They are appointing 16 regional ministers. Regional ministers national. Abai has gone out of its way to appoint over 200 MMDCs, district chief executives. We appoint one na. Appointed them kofu ina no. Was set various regional coordinating councils headed by people what coordinate activities within the regions. On top of we create a ministry in charge of local government and rural development. So district chief executives, now various regional coordinating centers, now ministry in charge of local government in Nigeria. You don't need regional ministers.
Let alone deputies.
Okay.
212
you don't need regional ministers.
MMDCs in a bay Ejumanina. Unfortunately, a time no answer.
Yes,
intimidate bar was finally.
Me with the question. Also, Penny there, or a consultant or some prof. It's consulting for someone here. Oh my good, not
prof. Free consultation, Nana.
Prof, free consultation, no, the manana. I don't consult. You know, just
almost Tramaka.
Me, I'm just say, me a politician, me a member of parliament.
Okay.
And I'm not buying Basoda. Let's say we are going to wait a court. I have a bantimity metrank say, some means we no. The most important thing is, no, I can't say that now. But what I know is, say, I mean, I don't know, President Mama back court case in him, he will do the right thing. So they become who. But see,
you do the right thing, and it's all better so.
So the better so, but on Nakasano, any prerogative. But the issue is that the Amma Ariel and say, MPP created the impression, say, 126 million is good. It's a Nukasa, go for you too. I just finished one a chair banner sign and a banner. I'm going around, but what I'm saying is, say, you who say, a ban, I'm up. I'm up. No, I shall send it. As I grow better. If I say, as I also mop. Doc, a prof. So how do you at all say, because I'm from Michigan, I think of the mom. Because, you know, the drive for downsizing, is real. Because I don't know them.
The matters on size of government, they've been extensively researched. Paper, mature paper bill who Ministry Appointment and Government Expenditure in Ghana's Fourth Republic. It was published in a journal outside, but it's online. I published that paper in 2011. Mefa minister Kubia Maka Ghana for how much it costs to hire one minister.
You see?
Now, for me, on your ministries, ministers know
how much does it cost?
Remember,
how much does it cost?
No. You can put, you see, you can put the quantities, you can quantify. But I tell you how what goes with the appointment of a minister be appointed, and then make our gardener okita. Watchman okita day and night watchman the entertainment allowance the clothing allowance the means the money na there's a cost here then you took to do now my mate saying there you see it is not the ministers who do anything awo nyamsumni o kan bible na what say nka no what appoint on him what for him na where's 8 years 8 years chief or you then ye no rule or mind ma also seed now say even within our traditional governance system no what's the what or him no be important as na che there what for him no usually or him a small boy no ye den ye na abofra kakraba what mu fan mo or govern kan bible say you or govern ye no or govern or ye successful. How did they do it? It is because they sit on the laps of the council of elders. In the same way if a ministers they don't know anything. They don't have expertise in any
that one
your constitution also there apart from attorney general na all there mranyimunyi ansa na akaye. Kwame Adokufo was reputed to be one of Kufuor's best ministers, and he was a minister for defense. He was not a soldier. So or excelling. What I mean by they don't know anything in there. Eko at the ministry where ebekwa akoto nkofu bi wo hwa or from civil servants, civil bureaucrats. Wọ́n wọ́n ṣe the worry ejuma on bi mpa awon no won wo.
Maybe we should rather look at ministers that almost failed near the Omobeko. For instance, Minister for Education, designate, former minister, deputy minister. Yeah, former deputy minister of Education. Slightly.
De facto.
Chairman General of Asian benevolent dictator. You see, to say Minister of Education designate or say ya wadutrim amanfo akase papa no oyade pa enti baby adina kwhye sisia no it's good e che say onu no na hwo ye ne field mu dada enti no nim so maybe it said ya wo kase e bia na ebi mo ono mo a enye omo field enti bi obekọ honom no he is not the one doing anything. Directors and the chief directors, technocrats na yejuma. Is it about time say you bedream who say you appointed minister? You fa dey in the field the kakra.
Debbie, I know they who here because you see the technocrats are there. The technocrats
they need leadership
on whose lap you sit. Omo
okay.
Enti no wo dia wo kwa aban say free SHS. Eno na obeka. Omo In fact, before you said free SHS, no, they took advice and consultations from these technocrats.
Okay.
And they will help you to formulate the policies. Now, if you want to implement them,
all right.
and you know what they be and someone on ye be there. And ye then na wuni more yan chira no ye pesi ye fan nipa bebre. Again, the last one is that you see me come MPP for ne ye mampeni at say. The battle is still the Lord's. And if the battle is still the Lord's, ye hear dodo and ye do ako. Enya kono ema yankopon.
Thank you, Professor Ransford Jampo from University of Ghana.
Masumra Prince said, no, we need Jadimano. A crown and campus can say. Say, I may have done us opening what the name, expert advice now there, but I'm buying tea. Yende in the permanent between one. I'm then crying for some mere pono in Parliament. Your man Penny Dada Rollins.
Okay.
You Lujazino, just a night, papa. Now, Yamaya Doma, so was a day about ye.
Echina na ye ni shasa.
Exactly. The Mabahe, my first Quenje so. Now, Mamma, and the Maya Laji Ancaso Parliament.
Okay.
Mamma, Bushani Yako. Now, my gonna foot here who say ye. Now, Papa, we or buy a dear. Just obey ye be die, I say, I'm questioning ye be. Sir, 1992 Constitution, you prof. Papa Nuja, can you imagine military ruler? Put me free, baby, no, or buy the best Democrat. Ah, baby, a week nine, economic governance from Rollins, and now a best and I mean, I can feel a 5 minutes in. That's a professor.
Unfortunately, yeah, eulogizing or hate him.
And the members are quite so. Now, Mr. Eulogization, so
okay.
Near the end, say, I'm in for a crazy.
Thank you.
Nagana, and I'm on 2 probity, accountability, never move your mind.
Yes, sir. That's Honorable Isaac J. Mensah, MP, Wasa East and BBHM Deputy Minister for Roads and Transport. Now, highways. Mobile na roads and highways.
Still a hardity.
And that's your roads and highways. And some your transport ministry. Any prof.
Needless duplication.
Also, on the castle gown. Oh, but the transport.
Can I please? Lawyer for I can see me so be boy and my yesha say. My election petition no lawyer Dennis J. Jumo and I feel lawyer Kingsley and walk up with the one say papa the rura no one say Saturday and no pa mu de o ma no pa ni nyina do me nu na abo apa ho ate yen wa hei ye ni so yen fa ni agrokra se ubenya nim di form de o ma daje ebefemo me di yakra ma metena mu e de ma vim lady afia okua the regular host enti yen ne de ha and a critical issues ye de mu esi nyame adom a ye onda se